there, my name is Liza, and welcome to your sacred space and my YouTube channel. And welcome back if you are returning. We are diving on into a yoga sequence that is going to be all about this season of fall, this beautiful fall equinox, which is all about balance. The pagan holiday and the wheel of the year is Mabon. And Mabon, which really got, I believe it was more brought into New Age mysticism around the 1970s, but it's all about honoring the harvest and preparing for this end of the year. The next 3 months will be a slow and steady goodbye to the abundance of summer and spring, and a hello to a different type of abundance, an internal abundance, as we gather the harvest and we gather around one another with holidays coming up, an end of year celebration and preparation, and maybe you're going back to school, you're returning back to school, or you're in school. So this is a time to honor that energy and move from a place of balance, because one thing is for sure, cycles will come and continue, and there will be highs and there will be moments of chaos, but when we always come back to the space of balance, the honoring the harshness and maybe even the darkness while also honoring our light, that can be a very beautiful thing or a beautiful way to live from. So with that, we're going to do a yang yin practice today. First, let's come into a meditative space. And I invite you to take a nice big deep inhale into the body. And exhale, sigh out, let go. Breathing naturally. Tuning on into your present moment and tuning on inward. Knowing you are exactly where you are meant to be. And where do you live from when you imagine life in balance? What does your life, your actions and reactions truly look like when you are living from a place of balance? And I invite you to set the intention for your practice today. Whatever it is that you need. Breathing in. And exhale, letting go. And from this space, let us go ahead and gently begin to dive on in. Let's go ahead and just slowly wake up the body. I want to do a little bit of a yang yin practice, sending the heart forward and back. Not gonna lie, I am recording this at nighttime because that's what my schedule allows right now. So allowing yourself to send the energy forward and back, forward and back. And I'm looking at my husband behind the camera. He's kind of allowing his head to open on up, taking a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, sighing out through the mouth. Ooh, maybe 2 more times as a plant pokes me. Inhale. And exhale. And last big deep inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Inhaling the arms on up, reaching the hands on up towards the ceiling. And exhale, bring the hands to prayer, thumbs connecting to heart space. Breathing in, reaching fingertips on up. And exhale. And last big deep inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and come onto the hands and knees for tabletop position. If you work with blocks, feel free to pause the video and bring the blocks with you. Don't even worry. I will try to cue in the blocks, so never worry if you feel like I say a pose and you may want to incorporate the blocks. Maybe I don't share any information about incorporating the blocks. Do what is best for you on the yoga mat and do your pose within the offering of poses. So feel free to pause and get your blocks. And with that, let's go ahead and come onto the hands and knees for tabletop position. And then see if you can really tuck that pelvis on in, drawing the navel on in, firming the forearms in towards one another. And then we send the heart over the right wrist and over the left, creating an infinity symbol with the heart. And who do you love infinitely? Maybe my cat Lalita will come, but you guys have said you don't mind when she comes and says hi. She always comes and says hi when I teach a yoga class. Beats me. Maybe she feels the vibe. Taking a nice big deep breath in. And exhale. Last time. Over one wrist and over the other. Stunning. And slowly come back through center.
Hello, Mistress Lalita. Hello, Princess Lalita. A little cat butt.
So go ahead and see if we can reach that right foot on back and see if we can stay here, or you can send the left hand on forward, drawing the navel on in, balancing cat, and allowing yourself to really be here, holding and breathing. Keep a slight bend in that right elbow so we're not hyperextending. We're really pressing the floor away, hugging rib cage and belly on in, taking a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, can you send elbow towards the knee towards the elbow? Inhale to reach. And exhale. Breathing in. And exhale. Last time. And exhale, go ahead, slowly reach left hand forward, release the left hand on down. See if you can ground down through the right foot, pivoting the right heel of the foot onto the yoga mat, reaching that right hand all the way on up as Lalita stares into sometimes she stares into the camera and it's like she's staring into your soul. Maybe we can find balance by lifting the right foot on up, coming into a variation of Vashisthasana, side plank, maybe Sukha Vashisthasana, we can call it. Big deep inhale and gentle exhale. Last big deep inhale and exhale. Go ahead, release. Let's take this into the opposite side. Now, if the knees are talking to you, I have a trick for you. You can always take the yoga mat and give it a fold over, and then your knees are nice and supported. Let's take it into the opposite direction. Let's go ahead and see if we can reach the left foot on back and then send the right hand on forward, finding that balance. Taking a nice big deep inhale and exhale. Just hold with me for 3 more breaths. Breathing on in and exhale. Inhaling and exhale. And last big deep inhale. And on an exhale, can you send the elbow towards the knee towards the elbow? And inhale to reach. Inhale. And exhale to reach. Breathing in. And exhale. Last big deep inhale. And exhale. Great. Sending the right hand on down, stacking left hip on top of the right finding that beautiful side plank. Always feel free to step the left foot on back, reach the left hand on up. And I didn't mention it on one side. Of course, you can take a block and place it right underneath that right hand. That's an option too, to really feel that lengthening, especially if there's any restriction within the space between the shoulder and the chest. Oop. And if you fall and lose balance, remember, life is about falling out of balance and falling back in. Finding your balance is always that cycle, that movement. And that's the beauty. Sometimes we see darkness and we think, dark days ahead. But then it's part of a cycle, right? Darkness is part of the growth, part of the seedling, or part of the intention setting for the new year, part of the strength. In the summer, we get to enjoy that energy. Take a nice big deep breath in. And exhale, sigh out any negative thoughts that just don't serve you right now. Finding your balance from a place of all is good, all is well. And releasing that left hand on down. If you have that fold, go ahead and unfold. Let's come on into downward dog. That inverted V shape. And Lalita's back to say hi, maybe. And from here, let's go ahead and slowly walk the feet towards the hands, coming into forward fold at the front of the yoga mat. Grounding down through the heels of the feet, lifting all 10 toes off the yoga mat, spreading the toes nice and wide, placing down pinky to big toe. And when you are ready, go ahead and inhale, sweep. Fingertips to the side and all the way up. And exhale, swan dive all the way on down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, sweeping the hands all the way on up. And exhale, bending the knees. You can come down with a flat back or not. You can use blocks underneath the hands, your choice. Sighing out, forward fold. And last big deep inhale, reaching fingertips to the side and up. Exhale, swan dive all the way on down. All right, yang is a little bit of sun energy, yin is a little bit of moon energy, so we're going to dive on into the yang. So let's go ahead and really ground down through the heels of the feet. Draw the navel on in. Can you gently sit into the back of your imaginary chair? Now, you can always use your blocks to find that seat, but if the knees are talking to you, I invite you to back out. And then from here, lift through head, neck, and chest, reaching fingertips forward, or raise the heart forward, coming to sit into your imaginary chair. Taking a nice big deep inhale and exhale. Maybe you reach the fingertips on up. You can bring the arms out into a V shape so the shoulders aren't crowding the ears. You got this. Last big deep inhale. And exhale, fold, release. Shake it out. Maybe bring the feet mat distance apart. And sway. And maybe take a hold of opposite wrist forms or elbows. Getting a little bit of that blood flowing as you bend and straighten. Taking a moment of pride in yourself. You are here. You are here. That is already a success and something to really be proud of. And release the hands on down. Ground down through the heels and balls of the feet. Bend the knees. Can you rise with flat back or can you stack? Coming to slowly rise. Very beautiful, very good. Adjusting necklaces. And from here, let's go ahead and play around with a little bit of balance. So maybe we come up onto the tippy toes of the feet, Maybe we bring the knee in alignment with the hips. Maybe take a hold of the side wall, which is also an option. My roof is sloped in our attic space, so I kind of like that. It's like, oh, I can reach the hands all the way on up until that's it. But play around, maybe getting the ankle in alignment with knee in alignment with the hip. Maybe it's just the toes and we're playing. Maybe we have a hand against the wall. But play around with where your balance is today on the right leg. And you may find a space, and for those of you who are like, oh, I got this, see if you can do it with eyes closed. That's really hard. And if you fall, awesome. You're learning something, you're growing. Falling is a part of balance, and balance is a part of growth and life. Enjoy. Taking a nice big deep inhale. And exhale, release. We had a cute little bed from my Lalita, and she's kind of looking for it like, where's my bed? We'll put it back. Go ahead, ground down through the left foot. And then maybe playing around with, I should have said ground down through that right foot, and then play around with lifting that left foot up. And down, up and down. Playing around with the balance, again, feeling free to turn the body, finding balance on this side. When I meditate when in the meditation, I asked you, where is living from a balanced life for you, right? Because the harvest is all about taking in all the good and knowing that this is just a kind of this time period. There's so much good, so let's soak it in because the winter is going to come. And it doesn't mean that the winter is this awful situation. I mean, winters are rough, winters are hard, but I do believe it's almost this celebration of the cycles and of winter being a time of pause, and a time of healing, and a time of going inward. So let me know what you guys think of balance. Let me know in the comments, maybe, what does it mean to live from a balanced place for you? And from here, go ahead from here, see if you could step that left foot as far back as possible. Woo! And again, finding balance, hugging the inner thighs and towards one another. Right knee is in alignment with the hip. Left foot is on back. We're on the ball of that left foot. Reach fingertips on up. Taking a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, send left hand forward as right hand moves back. Oh, now if you feel like, whoa, that's a lot, feel free to have a block here, and maybe we play around with a different variation. Maybe we bring the left hand on down and reach the hand on up. That's a nice little twist too. But for those of you who want to play, feel free to come on into this twisted crescent lunge, and then send the left hand on down. Either way, we all come to the same place, no matter which way we go. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, windmill the right hand forward. Ground down through the back left foot. Windmill the arms. Right hand reaches forward. Left hand reaches on back, and heel toe the right foot to center. Finding a nice warrior two, bending on into the right knee. Feeling yourself here. Take a nice big deep inhale. And exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. You have this. Last big deep inhale. And exhale. Can you windmill the hands on down? Maybe we use our blocks. Maybe we don't. I'm going to use blocks for demonstration. Grounding down through my hands, hopping onto the ball of the left foot, stepping it on forward. Inhale, swim the arms on up, reach the hands as high up. And on exhale, step the right foot on back, left foot is forward. We are here in our Anjaneyasana. Whew. You have it. Breathing in. Sighing out. So yang, a little bit of fire. And air. Yin, a little bit of earth and water. And go ahead, send the right hand forward as the left hand moves on back, finding your twist. Taking a nice big deep inhale. And exhale. Breathing in. Exhaling out. Last big deep inhale. Exhale. See if you can windmill the arms into warrior two. But before we do that, I lied. Hop onto the ball of that right foot. Take a hold of the block. If you need it, come to bring the right hand on down. Almost forgot a pose. I'm getting better at it, right? I would always find a little imbalance in my teaching. And I'm like, and that's part of your teaching practice too. You're always going to be more balanced in one area. Like, I'm very connected to you guys. I love working with you guys. I'm not shy at all. But when it comes to staying focused and present and remembering the sequence that I come up with on the fly, I also have to trust myself and my intuition and be like, wait a minute. Balance, slow down. Did we go through every pose? Last big deep inhale. Exhale, sigh out. And from here, pivot the right foot on down, windmill the arms into warrior two. Finding that fire, melting the shoulders away from the ears, taking a nice big deep inhale. And exhale. Thinking of all the good, the blessings in your life. Breathing into that like a harvest, like collecting a harvest. Sighing out all that doesn't serve you, any what ifs, any doubts, any fears, any anxieties. Last big deep inhale. And exhale, windmill the hands on down, either to frame the foot or use the blocks to hop onto the ball of the right foot. You can do it either way. Stepping the right foot to meet the left. Let's come into one last chair pose, Utkatasana. Come to sit into your imaginary chair, sweeping fingertips forward and up. For those of you who are my seasoned yogis, you want to try it. Maybe you want to come up onto tippy toes. And maybe you want to come to sit and find a balanced posture here. For those of you who are like, whoa, wee, Liza, let's just wait on that for a little bit. Feel free to just find your seat in Utkatasana. We're going to hold wherever we're at for 2 more breaths. Inhaling and exhale. Last big deep inhale and exhale to fold. You're doing fantastic. Let's step back into plank pose for just a moment. Taking a nice big deep inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. That is a yang part of our practice. Let's dive on into our yin. Let's take a well-deserved child's pose. Bring the big toes together, allowing the knees to be as wide as the yoga mat, coming on in. Breathing in. And exhaling out. Walking the hands all the way over to the right, feeling a nice stretch from the left fingertips all the way to that left glute muscle. Taking a nice big deep breath in and exhale. And walking the hands all the way over to the left, coming up onto the right fingertips, reaching through that right hand, breathing in and exhaling out. And walking the hands back through center, sweeping the legs in front. Let's play around with Janu Shirshasana, one-legged forward fold. So again, that balance, as well as a hip opener for this one. So sending the right leg nice and long and sending the left foot to the inside of the right leg, maybe to the calf muscle, maybe to the inside of the thigh, but never on the knee. You can utilize your block, whether it might be easier to kind of rest an arm there, flex the right toes on up, or maybe we can use it to gently support the head if that feels good, and come into this supported yin pose. I know a lot of you have asked me to do more yin flow and yin practices, and And I really am excited for that. I want winter to be more yin-filled, to be honest, because I feel like it's the perfect time. Maybe more yang and yin-filled, like super fiery poses, but also super slow and sensual poses, and trauma-informed work, and yin work, and somatic work, which I'm super excited to share with you. So maybe more of that. Maybe working on more of that. Just allowing the nervous system to slow down and take long, big breaths. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale, long sigh out. 3, 4, 5, 6. And just keep the exhales longer than the inhales. It's a great technique. As you slow your breath, it feels like a nice exhale after these holding of postures. Inhale to rise. Ooh, that feels delicious. Let's take it into the opposite side. Feel free to bring the right foot on in, grounding down and balancing out through the hips and the sits bones. Flexing the left toes on up and coming to release. Now notice that my head doesn't come all the way down on my left leg, and that's okay. So I'm learning like, oh, if I want to feel rested here, maybe I can do something with resting the elbows and then resting my forehead onto the thumbs of my Anjali Mudra, my prayer hands, or thumbs connected to the forehead in prayer hand position. And I can be here. Or maybe if I want to go deeper into the forward fold, I just come where it feels comfortable. And I'll close the eyes and let the rest of the world go, reminding myself that balance isn't about perfection. For example, balance is actually all about movement and falling in and out of balance and imperfection. Even if we look at the imbalance of the world, we have to recognize the shadow aspects, the things we don't love about the world, the chaos of the world, or the realities of the world, like life, but also death, and pain, but also love and forgiveness. So those things in life, frustrations versus, or like wanting to control versus allowing the world to kind of co-create with you, all that is part of learning. That is true balance, not this kind of inner peace. Inner peace is when you come to a point of acceptance within that. And maybe eventually you'll notice that you come a little bit lower in your forward fold. But I don't want you to force it. I want you to feel into it. And it's the slowing down and the softening that creates the length. Inhaling nice and long. And exhaling. Breathing in. And sighing out. Last big deep inhale. Exhale. And slowly come to rise all the way up. Hopefully those sides were close to balance. You want to join us for Savasana? Yeah, Lalita wants to join us for Savasana. Come on.
Come.
So coming to your comfortable final resting pose, whatever that is for you today. And allowing yourself to be here. Now, after exploring balance from a physical space, I invite you to ask yourself, what is true balance, or living truly from a balanced space in my life, recognizing that it's not necessarily about peace and bliss all the time. It's very much about honoring everything in life. Letting the rest of the world go. Finding balance within yourself right here. I thank you so much for joining me, and it seems that the universe has presented me with an opportunity to just be here with my fur baby. So if you wish to stay in Savasana, feel free. But if you wish to close your practice, I invite you to wiggle fingers and toes, roll onto your side, and press on up to comfortable seated position. I thank you so much for joining me, my friends, and my comrades in this beautiful journey of life. And I cannot wait to practice with you again. Let me know how you found the practice, and please feel free to join this growing community as I try my best to stay consistent with you guys and post more. Sending you so many blessings, lots of love. Om Shanti Shanti, peace, my friends. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.